So how deeply are you tangled up with your body, with your physicality, with the material around you? That is what determines the experience of time. The cyclical nature of physicality gets you into the cycles of time. But time is neither a cycle, nor is it a straight line. It is kala.
Woo!
That means what we are saying is what you call as time and what you call as space are not two different things. Only under the influence of large masses of physicality like planets and solar systems and galaxies, around that, time behaves in a certain way.
I gotta go back one
The space of time is neither a cycle, nor is it a straight line. It is kala.
It is color. It's
That
not a
means
cycle or a straight line.
What we
it's
are
color.
saying is what
Woo!
you call as time and what you call as space are not two different things. Only under the influence of large masses of physicality like planets and solar systems and…
First off, philosophy is a confession. Philosophy is a confession. Go love somebody you don't like.
Hey, what's happening, knowledge seekers? Thanks for clicking on the link. WTJ Knowledge drops back with another Sadhguru reaction video for you guys. More on that in a second, though. If you are new, welcome. If you are not, welcome back. If you are a returning knowledge nomad, as always, there's not enough time for me to express my gratitude for your support. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. If you are new, welcome. My name is Wesley Travis Johnson. This is my channel, WTJ Knowledge Drops, where spirituality meets science. And I try to blend Eastern and Western spirituality, sprinkle in a little life experience, and we just call it philosophy. If that sounds like something you'd be interested in, please consider subscribing and becoming a knowledge nomad. If you do, remember to hit the bell with all notifications so you can stay in the loop and never miss a drop. Alright, let's get right into it. Alright, let's figure out why we suck at time management. And from this point forward, if you back out, your device will explode. So please stay till the end so you can save your device. But let's get right into it, guys.
We wanted to build some dark rooms for those who want to do sadhana. You will become super aware. If you aspire to go beyond time, you have to lose yourself entirely. The time has come, we need to intensify that dimension. The more deeply you're entangled, the more time has a grip on you. You cannot manage time, but you can manage your energy. The sadhana is essentially designed to crank up energy if your energies are at a certain peak. What is 100 years for somebody is like 10 minutes for you.
I love where this is going. It's gonna be a beautiful message, a beautifully poetic message by Sadhguru. I am almost 100% that's going to be the case. Shut up, Wes.
Once there's no sense of time, there is no burdensomeness in one's life. Everybody intends to be joyful, they keep falling into pits because they don't have the necessary energy to keep it up. If you want to be ecstatic every moment of your life, you need a powerhouse of energy within you. If you want to know life in a graceful manner, you must know how to combine this time and energy in perfect unison. In our lives, essentially this is a combination of time and energy. If time runs out before energy runs out, it's called untimely death. If energy runs out before time runs out, it's called vegetative life. Because energy has run out, still there is time. If you want to know life in a graceful manner, you must know how to combine this time and energy in perfect unison. Only then this life will be a fulfilling life. This life will be managed well.
Teach us how, Sadhguru. We are all ears.
A whole lot of people, especially the management gurus around the world, are always talking about time management. Don't
Cheers.
Don't try to manage time, because time is slipping away for all of us at the same pace. You do something, you don't…
Speaking about time, cheers with my coffee. It is 5:18 a.m. in beautiful Austin, Texas. I hope it's beautiful where you're at. Drop a comment where you represent where you're from, city, state, country, territory, whatever. You get it. Rep where you're from. I need the engagement.
do something, you are a mystic, you're a mistake, it doesn't matter what you are. Time is slipping away for all of us at the same pace. Don't try to meddle with it. I'm not saying you cannot master it, but if you want to just live well, don't bother about managing time. You cannot manage time, but you can manage your energy. If your energies are in a certain way, what is 10 years for somebody is 10 minutes for you. Depending upon the exuberance in which you keep your energies. At the peak, if you keep it,
It's all about perspective, guys. It seems like we're always catching a lesson on perspective on this channel. Here is another one. We've gone from 10 different people witnessing the same accident. Every one of them has different angles and caught a glimpse at a little bit different time. All 10 of them have the same truth, but it's going to be different. You see where I'm going with this? It's all about perspective, guys. We've also gone through the analogy of a rope hanging down from a light switch and a person being too far away, or they think the rope is a snake, so they get too scared to get too close to actually turn their light on, because their perspective thinks there's a snake and it's just a rope. So perspective, guys. Shut up, Wes.
what is 100 years for somebody is like 10 minutes for you. In terms of activity, what somebody can do in 100 years, maybe you can do it in 1 year, if your energies are at a certain peak.
Okay. So if you give yourself, like, let's just say, if you give yourself a month to clean your house, it's going to take you a month. But if you give yourself 24 hours to clean your house, you're going to clean it in 24 hours. I forgot my point. I'll remember it in a second.
So there is a lot one can do with energy. It's almost a limitless possibility. But don't try to meddle with time, because do what you want, time is slipping away at the same pace. As you're sitting here, as I'm talking about time, it's going away. Slipping away. Since we started the Darshan, you're 20 minutes closer to death.
Does that make
Yes,
you guys sad? It doesn't me.
Don't laugh, it's true. So,
I think I'm borderline like psychopath or sociopath, because that doesn't sadden me. In fact, I don't get sad much. I don't like feeling sad, so I don't think about sad shit.
so all this yoga is… the current form of yoga that we are teaching you has nothing to do with time. has something to do with your energy. Time becomes a relative experience. In different people's experience, time may be different. If you're a joyful being, 24 hours may pass off like that for you. If you're depressed, 24 hours feels like a eon. In your experience, it may be different, but in terms of time, it is passing at the same pace for every one of us.
I've been down both streams, and I can tell you at the end of the day, you choose your thoughts. I mean, it may not feel like it sometimes, but if you're depressed, you're choosing to be depressed. I mean, it may not feel like it, but at the end of the day, you are. And remember, there's always the serotonin loop trick that I've taught previously on my channel, to where you take a cup out of the cupboard, fill it with water, drink the water, rinse the cup out with soap and water, dry it off, and put it back where you found it. Completing that loop will help dopamine, serotonin in the background. I mean, it's not going to make you feel like $1,000,000, but it'll be your first step to getting out of that funk.
If you want to meddle with time, it's a different world altogether. Right now, all the sadhana is designed so that you can manage your energy at the highest possible level. People hit peaks. The problem is not sustainable. The idea of every day sadhana is so that energy you can manage at a certain peak always. When you become very joyful or when you become very angry, you are at a peak energy, you know. But you can't sustain it. You don't have the energy to sustain it. It's not that you're not joyful enough. It is not that you're not loving enough. It's not that you're not angry enough.
It must be the extremism of them, which I kind of understand, because having a stroke and having brain damage, basically, I have to manage my energy very, very closely. I have to do the things in certain orders. That way I can preserve my energy that much. I don't want to have to backtrack. So I have to do things in certain orders. So I get what Sadhguru is saying here.
It is just that you don't have the energy to sustain it. If you want to be ecstatic every moment of your life, you need a powerhouse of energy within you. If you don't know ecstasy business, try anger. Try to remain angry for 1 hour, let me see.
You just can't be on the extremes.
You will see 2 minutes of anger.
anger.
It goes. After that, you only bicker with people. Intense anger, maintain it for 24 hours, let me see. You cannot do it. Not because you don't have the intent, because you don't have the energy.
It's not
If
sustainable.
you don't have enough energy to maintain 24 hours anger, as an experiment if you try, obviously you don't have the energy to maintain ecstasy for 24 hours.
What a terrible life is.
So it's a
being
question of
negative all
energy,
the
it's
time.
not a question of intent. Everybody intends to be joyful. They are not, they keep falling into pits because they don't have the necessary energy to keep it up. So the sadhana is essentially designed to crank up energy to such a place where you are so exuberant, 100 years feels like 1 or 2 years or 10 years maybe, doesn't feel like 100 years.
Time flies
In
when you're
that
having fun.
sense, you have mastered time, but nobody has mastered time because it's slipping away at the same time. Time has impact on you or has hold on you only as long as you have a body. Right now, because you sat with your legs folded, your ankles and knees are keeping time. How much more, Darshan? Suppose you had no body, you really you did not have a body. Well, this darshan is 10,000 years, what's your problem? If you just didn't have legs, yoga would be so simple, you know.
You know what makes yoga hard? Only having one leg. Well, really, having one dead leg, because it gets in the way, and it's a pain in the ass. Oh, is it a pain in the ass, guys?
Now, it happened one day, a whole tribe of bats were hanging from the ceiling of a cave. But then one bat alone was on the floor, standing upright, all of them hanging upside down. They looked at him and asked, "What the heck are you doing?" He said, "I'm preparing for the International Yoga Day." It's coming for the world.
Practice makes
The idea
perfect.
is to give you another perspective because living in the logic of your mind, you draw straight lines that you yourself cannot keep.
Oh.
You draw straight lines in your mind to which your body does not confirm, your emotions does not confirm, your own thoughts will not confirm. If you confirm it, if all your thoughts conform to the straight lines of your logic, you will become a constipated consciousness. Such people cannot smile, cannot laugh, cannot live, nothing happens around them.
Too serious.
Only thing is they think they are smarter than others because they have straight lines along which nobody can travel. Then people
That's
call
good.
you an intellectual. You will see, one qualification is that you should not laugh, you should not smile. You must be grave.
You can't take yourself too seriously, guys. That's your ego talking. You gotta get that in check. I forgot my point, I'll remember it in a second.
Grave is the destination, you don't have to practice it now. You don't have to practice it here and now. Time, the nature of time has hold on you depending upon how entangled are you with physicality of who you are. The more deeply you're entangled, the more time has a grip on you. If you're very deeply entangled, then you will see time won't pass for you. Life feels like very long.
Oh, I've been there.
If you have explored
That's how it feels in hardcore active addiction. Especially when you're on the negative side of that addiction, which would be the part when you're out of drugs and withdrawing. Oh man, time goes by so slow. And then when I do videos for this channel, the time flies by super fast because I'm having fun. I enjoy learning. It's what I do for fun. I'm retired from like legitimate fun outside of my house, so I just learn 24/7.
the possibilities of life beyond your physical nature, suddenly you find life is too brief. If you live here calendar years, if they're 100, in your experience it feels too little, too little. I feel like I was born day before yesterday, but see, only when I look at the mirror I realize, oh, it's going, otherwise there's no sense of time. Once there's no sense of time, there is no burdensomeness in one's life.
I love that. Isn't it kind of crazy to you guys how our consciousness doesn't age? Like it still feels the same now as it did when we were like, we had our first memory. That's another reason why I think we receive it as a signal outside of our body, because if it was inside of our body, it would be under the same rules, I guess you would say, as life, and life perishes or just gets old and dies. So if consciousness was produced inside of our head, I feel like it would decline at some point. Which I guess it does if you get like dementia or Alzheimer's. That's rare cases. Shut up, Wes.
Because it's too short, before you know what's happening, it's gone. So how deeply are you tangled up with your body, with your physicality, with the material around you? That is what determines the experience of time. The cyclical nature of physicality gets you into the cycles of time. But time is neither a cycle, nor is it a straight line. It is kala. That means what we are saying is what you call as time and what you call as space are not two different things. Only under the influence of large masses of physicality like planets and solar systems and galaxies, around that, time behaves in a certain way.
I gotta go back one
The
more.
space of time is neither a cycle, nor is it a straight line. It is kala.
It is color. It's
That
not a
means
cycle or a straight line.
What we are
it's
saying
color.
is what you call as time and what you call as space are not two different things. Only under the influence of large masses of physicality like planets and solar systems and galaxies, around that, time behaves in a certain way. The space also conforms to that behavior, which is curved in nature, which means it is essentially cyclical in nature. So if you aspire to go beyond time,
Everything is a cycle if you allow it. It's the default setting in our existence, which means if you are stuck in some kind of a vicious cycle, like addiction or depression or self-hate or hate for other people or any type of troubles like that, if you're not putting active pressure against it, it's going to cycle back, guaranteed 100% of the time. You have to put active pressure against it, which would mean if you're an addict, going to AA, getting a sponsor, working steps, doing what you got to do, doing the next right thing. I forgot my point. I'll remember in a second.
if you aspire to transcend the limitations of physicality, if you aspire to move into the darkness of life, the word dark has gathered negative connotation in the world because of certain religious sentiments and certain distorted perception of life.
I'm going to touch on this right now. Sorry guys if I'm pausing it too much. But he's correct here. Embracing your dark side does get a bad rap because people go overboard with it, but you do need to embrace your dark side and then learn how to control it. Especially if you're a younger male, take that advice. That's what women really want. They want a man who knows exactly what he's capable of but has complete control over it. Think Beauty and the Beast, guys. Shut up, Wes.
People are talking about, almost every religion is talking about eternal life. And they talk about divine light, okay? Light cannot be eternal, so divine cannot be eternal. Because light burns. Whether it's this light bulb or the sun or the stars, all of them have a lifespan. They will die one day, they'll burn themselves out one day. This may be in terms of hours, that may be in terms of billions of years, but every source of light will burn itself out someday because it has to burn itself out. That is the nature of physical space. Physicality in the existence is just that, it has to burn itself out. It looks like a perpetual machine. Solar system looks like a perpetual machine, but it is not perpetual. Yes, in our experience, because our lifespan is only so much, something that's so big looks perpetual to us. But in reality, anything that's physical cannot be perpetual. There's only one thing that is perpetual, which is utter darkness of the space. Because it's cool, it doesn't burn, it is not in cyclical motions.
In fact, we don't even know what the hell it is. Isn't it kind of weird that we don't even know what, like, almost like 95% of what's out there is all the dark matter, dark energy? That's crazy, y'all. It's super crazy. I think it's going to take the AI people to figure that out for us. And I would say they'll probably have it done by 2050. As soon as real AGI hits.
It is simply there. What is its nature? It's color. That means…
Beauty.
that means it's dark.
Ooh.
If you don't get it, because dark means you don't have visual operators to look through darkness. You must experience this. We built something like this, but now it's gone because we're living in a very stupidly sensitive society. We wanted to build some dark rooms for those who want to do sadhana, where it's utterly dark. It must be so dark, after some time you don't know whether your eyes are open or closed. Yes, there should be no sense of light for a few days. You will see, you will become super aware simply because you're in a dark space. That's the idea of closing your eyes. But it's not working for most people. See, your eyelids are like a lens cap of a camera. If you put on the lens cap, camera should not shoot. But if there is a camera which shoots through the lens cap, the damn camera is a problem, isn't it?
You gotta watch out for that hot mic too.
This is what is happening. If you close your eyes, the world should disappear. No. If you close your eyes, the whole the world is playing from inside out. Now, this is a nuisance.
If you close your eyes,
because
the world does disappear, because there has to be an observer. We've found this out. If there's not an observer, the item does not exist, only in its energy form. Until there's an observer, and then it takes shape. Shout out Schrodinger's cat. Shut up, Wes.
once you put the lens cap, it must be gone. Just look at the freedom of this. If you close your eyes, the world is gone. How fantastic it is. You want to engage with the world, you can open your eyes. You want to shut it off, close your eyes. That's the idea. But now if you close your eyes, there are more images going on than if you open your eyes. All kinds of things are being seen. Just now somebody called me and I said, Sadhguru, 2 days ago you appeared in my dream. I said, that must be a nightmare.
That's a good one, Sadhguru.
Sadhguru, you were saying something. I said, please, I don't say anything in anybody's dream. Because I myself have no dream. If I close my eyes, I'm dead. I myself have no dreams, nor am I entering anybody's dreams. What did you try to say, Sadhguru? She's ignoring what I say right now. What I'm saying right now, no, no, no. What did you say in my dream? If you can ignore what I say now, why can't you ignore what I say in your bloody dream? Because dream takes away your sense of time and space. That is the beauty of the dream, that people are attached to their dreams because that's their only moment of freedom, unfortunately. Because people's understanding of time is such. It happened once, Shankaran Pillai got himself 2 pups and decided to take them for a walk. A friend came by and asked, oh, you acquired 2 new dogs. What have you named them? Shankaran Pillai said, this is Rolex, this is Timex. What kind of names are these? For a dog, Rolex, Timex? Why? No, no, you don't understand. When I went to the kennel, they told me this is a watchdog.
Very good. Rolex and Timex.
So this is the advantage of a dream.
Are y'all dog people or cat people? Let me know in the comments. I need the engagement. I'm an everything person. I love everything that is living. I am a lover of all things living. And I don't love one of the things more than the other, which means I don't love people more than I love trees, or vice versa. Shut up, Wes.
You can make anything into anything. You are not bound by time and space. You can go where you want, you can come back where you want, you can have me say what you want. What more do you want? It's a great dream, isn't it? You can make me say whatever you like. Here I am sitting and saying all things that you don't like. So, if you want to explore, if you explore the nature of energy, energy means light, light means ultimately material. If it slows down, if light slows down, it becomes material. If it goes at a certain pace, it becomes light. All this world that you perceive through five sense organs, to perform well in this, a little mastery over your energy will make you do wonderful things. People will clap their hands, you will like it, you're effective in the world, everything. If you want to explore the other side of this, then you will get nothing. You will have to lose yourself entirely. So when one is doing sadhana, one must know this demarcation. What are we aspiring for? Right now, if you want to just function well in the world, you want to shine within yourself and outside of yourself, there is one way. You don't care about how you are in the world, how you look, what you seem to be, but you just want to go to the very source of everything. There are no rewards. The only thing is you have to lose yourself entirely. So there is a certain amount of misunderstanding about this. When we say renunciation, or when the world talks about renunciation, what they're talking about is, this is a mixture. Without understanding what is the goal that we have set for ourselves, people are mixing things up. Renunciation essentially means to keep a little distance from the material. The idea of keeping a distance is so that you have a better perspective of everything. When I say a better perspective, for example, people have lived on this planet for millions of years. For thousands of years, the argument whether this planet is round or flat was going on endlessly. This argument would have continued forever, but once man began to fly, when you went up and looked down, it's very clear the planet is round. When we went and stood on the moon, 100% clear that it is round because of the distance.
And everything else we see out there, guess what? It's all round, flat earthers. I still don't understand that. I think it's clickbait. I think it's a troll situation. What about y'all? Y'all think people really believe in the flat earth? Let me know in the comments how you feel about it. I need the engagement anyways.
So, essentially, on one level, renunciation just means a little distance, that you're not tangled up with material. Nobody can be free from the material, your very body is material. The very planet that you live on is material, the food that you eat is material. It's just that you don't want to be tangled up. You want to keep a certain distance. This distance is not because you don't like the material, because you want to have a better perspective of everything, not because you want to give up something. You can't give it up because the only way is to give up your body. You can't give up the material, you're wrapped in it. But if you keep a little distance, you have a far better perspective than when you're all tangled up with it. To that extent, renunciation is fine. So it's not The word renunciation is always understood as giving up something. Now, just a little distance, because you're interested in knowing it better.
I love that.
You don't want to be just lost in it, you want to know it better. So that…
I love that. But be careful what he's talking about being at a distance, because that perspective could change if you're too far of a distance. What I just touched on earlier about the snake, the rope looking like a snake because they're too far away. Shout out Advaita Vedanta and Swami Sarvapriyananda. Shut up, Wes.
That requires that you have some distance or some space between you and that. But if you want to explore the other, it's a different dimension altogether. I think a time has come when in Isha Yoga Center we need to intensify that dimension.
Namaskaram Sadhguru. What is the significance of playing talavadya or the bell during Nada Aradhana in Dhyanalinga?
When we say thala vadya, we are talking about keeping the beat or the time in the music, but here it's not used like that. Because we have not put up bells, which we won't do. We are using the thala as the bell. If the material, the metal, is properly done, there's a whole science about bell making, which unfortunately has gone very bad these days. One place in Tamil Nadu, where they used to make bells, I think we have gotten every type of bell they've made and they're as lousy as they can be. We have to sieve through hundreds of bells to find something which gives out that essential sound that's needed.
It's the bell that has the frequency of the golden ratio. That, if you listen to that tone, it can be a good mental reset for you. Forget the kilohertz, but it's definitely, I think maybe 423. I forgot my point. Sorry, guys.
Like someone said,
It's early.
bell in music or among sounds is like laughter in speech. If the metal is made properly and the shape and size is made properly, it gives out a certain sound. Today we know with modern physics that the entire universe is a reverberation of energy. So is this body.
Everything vibrating.
We are trying to find those sounds which will create the right reverb of attention and involvement. When we say involvement, you can involve yourself mentally, emotionally, physically, or energy-wise. The idea of Nada Radhana is not for you. Why there are no words in Nada Radhana is we don't want you to get emotionally involved with Dhyanalinga. We want you to get energetically involved with Dhyanalinga, because that is the significance of who he is. Your emotions are fine if it gives you a direction, your emotions are fine, we're not against it. But emotion is not the highest way of involvement. Energetically, if you can merge with the situation, it's best. So, Nada Radhana is without emotion, without words, without meaning, just sounds. Each one of you will respond to a different sound or to a different pitch of sound better than the other. Everyone will have different shades of sounds. So sounds are used in a particular way, but it has been found, we can actually
50 shades
experimentally
of
or what you today call as scientifically, which is a very narrow wavelength or narrow band of things which we call as scientific, unfortunately. Even according to that narrow band of physical science or what we call as modern science, even there we can prove how a bell or a thala, what it does to your system. It will do incredible things. Most important of all, why we've set up a kund, a Chandra kund and a Surya kund, all this is, and many aspects of the kriya that you're doing if you're doing Shakti Chalana Kriya particularly, is to activate the energy system and also get your neurological system to a certain level of sensitivity. Right now, if you sit here, most people will not feel the smells, the coolness of the breeze, all these things on a moment-to-moment basis. It has to get freezing cold for them to feel it, or it has to get really up their nostrils. You have to pump something up their nostrils for them to feel it. Like this, because their neurological system is not sensitive enough. So one aspect of taking you into an energized water, where the rasalingas are energizing the water in a certain way, is to activate the neurological system. One reason why early morning all the yoga practitioners are taking cold water bath, not warm water, is to activate the neurological system. If your nervous system is very alert, then your ability to experience everything is greatly enhanced. Modern life, as you know it, which is an onslaught on your sense organs in many ways. See, in nature, if you had to see, let's say, a red color right now, you had to wait for the springtime till things blossomed. If you want to see yellow, you had to wait for autumn. If you want to see white, you had to wait for winter. Now not like that, you go and sit in front of your television. Every damn color in the universe goes on passing second to second. In microseconds, it is all changing. Now all these advertisements and movies, no continuous flow of video either, everything juk, 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 juk going on, okay? It's an onslaught on your nervous system.
Shout out to the B cut.
So because of this, your sensitivity to life itself will come down.
The B-roll, not the B cut, sorry. Shut up, Buzz.
Your sensitivity of experiencing the subtler aspects of life will come down dramatically. You will see, as people spend… Today, it's in the newspapers that they're saying those who are spending more than 4 hours looking at any kind of screen, their sleep will be very disturbed and they will never know profoundness of sleep. That's one aspect of it which some experiments have been done about. But those who are constantly before all these colorful things and blasting sounds and people wearing headphones and constantly listening to what they think is music, you will see your ability to experience the subtler aspects of life will completely go away. You will see, you will want life to be louder and louder. I think you can see that happening around you, isn't it? Your colors must be loud, sounds must be loud, everything must be loud. Life itself is becoming very loud because as nervous system diminishes in its ability to perceive, you want everything louder for impact. Anything subtle will not have impact on you. So, the sound of the thala, we very carefully chose. We sat down there in the temple, spent almost an entire night trying to select the right kind of thala in that place and where they must sit in the temple, which spot in the dome will produce the right kind of impact. Those spaces also have been marked and I'm sure they're still sitting on the same spaces because the dimensions of the dome have not changed. We've marked it as to exactly where they should sit and how the sound should be. This is essentially to sensitize your nervous system. You take a dip in the kund, come and sit there, ting. Everything is little heightened so that you're more available. If you want to become really available to… why there's no television in the ashram is because of this. So that your nervous system is sensitive. If it sees sunlight, if it sees a flower, it sees something, if it sees anything subtle, it will immediately respond. It's not semi-blind, it wants everything flashing in neon lights, otherwise people cannot see. So, it is essentially to find an entry into your neurological system because right now your whole sense perception and your so-called intelligence is essentially an outcome of how sensitive your neurosystem is, to making that as sensitive as possible is also one part of making the experience of life profound. No coffee, tea in the ashram, no alcohol in the ashram, no television in the ashram. This is not to torture you or keep you in archaic times. This is just to see that your neurological system is as sensitive as it can be.
Alright, if you made it this far, thank you so much. Let's see, what did I take away from this? Why do we suck at time management? It's because we are too extreme with our emotions, which ends up affecting how we perceive time. And I think loving the people that you don't like so you can love yourself properly is key here. It can help you to where you're going. But anyways, yeah. I think we suck at time management because we don't know how to, let's say, control our emotions at a baseline to where not at the extremes. Humans love the extremes. And it's unsustainable, which in turn affects your mental state, which in turn makes time drag, which in turn makes us bad at time management. The becoming aware part, the manifestation or the meditation, be careful when you are alone. That's when your words are the most potent. So just be aware of that. Alright, I'm going to shut up. Thank you again. If you made it this far, I love you. You saved your device. If you're feeling generous, please consider subscribing. If you haven't yet, hit that like button. Tell a friend, share it, leave a comment. The engagement is critical. If you're feeling, that's all free. If you're feeling super generous, you can subscribe to my Patreon for early access. I do live Q&As over there. I have t-shirts for sale. I have art prints for sale. All of that stuff is in the description. All the links. Multiple shout out to my sponsors: Printify, vidIQ, ClickFunnels, Dubby Energy, and I'm forgetting somebody. But all the links are in the description if you want to help out that way too. All the help, even the smallest amount helps. I am unemployable with no income. So thank you again. I love you guys. I'll see you in the next reaction video, probably next week. I love you. Go love somebody that you don't like so you can love yourself properly, and so your time management skills can increase because you're in a better mood. Alright, love you guys.